mostly with what Wes has just said. The Texas state government should get the roads clear and assist people getting in. There should be some security. They should help stop looters and have, support property owners and let them have a right to defend themselves and rebuild their own properties, work with their insurance companies. I think, we found out from Katrina that the government is just not competent to take care of disaster relief. And I don't think government has the motivation that property owners have. The people that lived in Galveston are the ones who are really interested in getting their lives put back together and get their property restored. So I think the people have a stronger motivation than government for fixing the problems and restoring the town. So roads and infrastructure and security, I think, is where the state government should stop.
All right, and now Debbie Russell, independent local coordinator for Nader Gonzalez.
Thank you. I agree with both sides here that the government should have a limited role, but it should have a role, very much so. And the difference between Katrina and Ike, or the difference between, I should say, the response to what happened to Katrina and Ike and the failures of the government at the federal level especially, but all across the board, was that the failures happened with Katrina before the storm. There wasn't much that could be done to prevent damage in terms of Galveston and what happened to Ike, but in terms of Katrina, we do know that there were specific negligence that occurred in terms of not taking care of the levees and things like that. So I want to draw that distinction. But in Galveston with Ike and surrounding cities, there was definitely some very much some abuse of power in terms of the police overstepping their authorities on many levels, and very much a lack of help where they should have stepped in to help. I think, yes, we need to promote the grassroots movement, but there were systematic failures across the board. Before we got to that point with insurance, with the way our insurance system runs right now, the way people don't have the money to really protect themselves, those are the items that we need to address.
And Andy Brown, representing Travis County Democrats.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, I think that the state has a definite role in helping out in Galveston. There's obviously a lot of people in Galveston that don't necessarily own homes, that maybe are renting homes there, just working there, that don't have the ability to get themselves back on the ground immediately and back working. I think it'll help our economy a lot more if the state, with its greater resources, is able to step in and help the infrastructure get back up and running in Galveston. That way people can start taking care of themselves. I think there's also a big role for the Red Cross, for other non-governmental agencies to work down there. I think it's the government's job to help coordinate those efforts and make sure that people get back on their feet and start working and going back to school again as quickly as possible.
Thank you. Okay, now that will be the broadest Texas issue. The rest will be all Travis County, Austin, and Central Texas issues. For the rest of the questions, beginning with AISD Proposition 1, a property tax increase in order to pay for a 3% raise for Austin Independent School District employees. Are you for it or against it, and why? And we will start with Kat Swift from the Green Party.
Well, I live in San Antonio, so I'm going to try my best on it. From my understanding, Travis County Green Party has endorsed Prop 1 for the AISD supporting teacher pay increases. Obviously, education is really important to the future of our entire country, from economic vitality to social responsibility. And teachers have historically been underpaid, and we need to correct that.
Thank you. And Wes Benedict, Libertarian.
I voted against Prop 1 yesterday. The Travis County Libertarian Party also endorsed. What's that?
Louder, please.
I'm gonna talk real loud from now on. Okay. Somebody said they could hear me earlier, but they weren't telling the truth, I guess. Okay. I voted against Prop 1 yesterday, and the Travis County Libertarian Party also passed a resolution against Prop 1. Libertarians are for less government. We don't want more government or more tax money going towards education. We support homeschoolers. We support more choices. When one system has a monopoly or gets so much of a subsidy that they control so much of one aspect of our lives, and education in particular, it usually the quality goes down and the expenses go up. Every time we send more money to the school system, they hire more administrators. They hire administrators to manage their administrators, and they hire health consultants and art consultants and all these various things that teachers used to be able to do on their own. So I'm not for higher taxes. Our taxes are way too high already. Every time they keep getting more money, they just find new ways to spend it. So I say vote no on Prop 1. Thank you.
Don Zimmerman, Republican.
You know, I'm real glad that Wes is over here. He's giving my speech for me. But what I want to add to that is that the Travis County Republican Party also had a resolution opposing the tax increase. And what I want to point out is that the people who control how your tax dollars are spent for education are the ones who are underpaying the teachers. And I've decided after decades of observing this that the government school system has a vested interest in underpaying teachers. And the reason is, anytime they want more money, they can make you feel guilty about the underpaid teachers and demand more money. So the reason the teachers are underpaid is because the government school system wants them to be underpaid so they can keep coming after you for more money and give you a guilty conscience if you don't approve tax increases. The bottom line is you're paying way too much money already for education and you're getting a subpar product. So they're not spending your money wisely.
That's right.
Debbie Russell, Independent, AISD Proposition 1.
The Nader campaign feels that education is primarily the responsibility of state and federal government. And I think that's true. But I think the caveat here is that we all agree it's failing. And we all agree that our money is being misused. But I think what's missing is our active involvement in the shaping of our education system at the local level. I think we need to be much more involved, and I think that's what the Nader campaign stands for. I know other campaigns are built on grassroots democracy, built on grassroots energy, and that's the model we'd like to see last, not just get people out to vote like the parties want you to do, the big parties, but stay there, stay activated, stay involved, hold your local and your state and your federal government accountable each and every day. And we need to start with education. If we don't start there, we're lost.
Do you have any specific ideas for how people can stay involved beyond just voting in an election, showing up at PTA meetings?
In terms of education, absolutely. Run for school board.
All right. Andy Brown, local Democrat.
Yeah, I think that we're actually taking up this proposition tomorrow night as a party, so we haven't officially endorsed or not. But in general, the Democratic Party is in favor of increasing teachers' salaries. And I think I got to say that the statement from my friend there on the Republican Party, I think is way off base. I can't think of any actual politician or state legislator that would say that, or that there's any evidence that they would want teachers' salaries to be low. I think that, if anything, I guess there should be some Republicans in general like to underfund state government to make it work fully, so that we end up not liking state government. But as a whole, I think it's the Democratic Party's position that public schools are one of the most important things for our democracy, so that anyone, despite their income level, can get a good education. In general, we would support increasing teacher salaries. The other part, I think, is the fact that we have to resort to a proposition to get a raise for our teachers' salaries is not the best model in the world. I think our state legislature here in Texas needs to refocus their priorities a little bit so that we can pay our teachers more, along with without having to resort to propositions to do so.
Mr. Zimmerman, that was a direct challenge. Would you like to respond to Andy Brown's assertion that perhaps some people in your party prefer that state government not run well, so that we'll give up on using it to our own benefit?
That's an interesting assertion. Can't say I've heard that before. Probably Wes Benedict would be a better guy to deal with that. But let me just maybe say anecdotally,